Kenyan police on Monday used tear gas to disperse opposition supporters and leaders who were protesting outside the offices of the country's Electoral Commission. Opposition leaders led about 500 supporters who waved placards, whistled and shouted as they threw stones at police on their way to the Commission's office in downtown Nairobi. Proud police used tear gas to disperse the demonstrators. The opposition leaders are questioning the neutrality of the Commission and are asking for it to be disbanded ahead of general elections in 2017. Kenya spiraled into post-election violence in 2007 that led to the death of over 1,000 civilians and the displacement of over 600,000 people from their homes. Now, for more on the unrest, Esther Kahumbi is a reporter with Citizen TV, joins me by phone from Nairobi. Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, Vincent.
Yes, now, what has prompted this protest? Why the demands for a new commission?
Well, the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy has been agitating for electoral reforms for a while now. They say they don't have confidence in the electoral body as is constituted to conduct the next general election. They say the body is under the influence of the ruling party, that is Jubilee, which manipulated a process that had initiated to start a referendum or have a referendum to oversee a new electoral body, have new commissioners, and they say that the Jubilee Party ruined that by ensuring that the signatures they had were not enough. So they want, they say this is the only way to have these commissioners out of office.
But these guys and ladies were actually duly appointed to these positions, and they're supposed to have been neutral. At what point did problems creep in?
Well, they say it began with this Okoa initiative. They're calling it the Okoa Kenya initiative. They've had several by-elections, which they say were not free and fair. They want a new process. In fact, it started during 2013 elections. They say as much as they agreed to go the Supreme Court decision that declared President Uhuru Kenyatta as the winner of that election, they say it wasn't free and fair. Their complaints were not heard by the court. And despite all the evidence they had about what had happened during the 2013 election, nothing really was done. They haven't seen any reforms. They haven't seen any changes. So they want this totally changed before we go into the next election. That's next year in August. So those are their complaints, and they say they will not participate in an election which is overseen by the commissioners as they are today.
Now, is this the only option they have to get these commissioners out? That is street action?
That's the thing. I mean, legally, the electoral body can only be reconstituted through a petition to Parliament. The opposition would have to present a petition. Parliament would have to approve it, showing cause for removal if there's any misconduct. Then they would present their findings to the president. The president then would form a tribunal to investigate those claims against them. And so, depending on the recommendations of the tribunal, the president can appoint new commissioners to serve in a new IEBC, but that would take a really long process, and that's what Code is saying, that's going to take a really, really long process, 15 months to the election. They say they don't have that much time. So, I mean, legally, this is not the only option they have. In fact, Jubilee have been holding rallies right across the country saying, why are they using such methods, spreading fear, and they want them to follow the law.
Okay. All right. Esther, we'll be watching this, definitely. Thank you very much. Esther Kahumbi is a reporter with Citizen TV in Nairobi.